Hey there, welcome back friends. In this video we will talk further on HATEOAS. So let's get started. Now friends, the current application, the current response for HATEOAS for this URI is good enough. There is no issue. We can, for example, check the response for ID5. Everything is looking good, everything is working properly. But if we check the resource, let me expand this. If we check the resource, we are taking help of absolute path. Now this absolute path is giving us the URI for this method, including this param variable, and things are very easy for us. Now friends, there could be a scenario where we need to generate the URI based on some different resource, for example a sub resource. So in here again, products is a sub-resource, but the URI for products can be easily generated by absolute path builder. But this time way around, we won't make use of absolute path builder. Rather, we will make use of products resource. Alright, so the self URI is good enough. We won't worry about it, but we will talk about this particular link where we are generating the URI for products page, and we will try to create the link solely based on this resource. Alright, so let me comment out this, and now let us create a what we say string. So it would be like string, name would be products URI equals, and now we will generate a URI. So it would be like URI dot get base URI. Now in here, what does this base URL do? This base URL will provide us with base URL. Now what exactly is base URL? Let me show you. So in here, if I convert this to string, then this particular statement will give us the base URI, which is nothing but the home page link. Now in order to understand this, I will comment out this part and I will simply display this information on console. So let me do that. Alright, this looks good. I suppose the context is reloading. This will take a couple of seconds. It is done. Let me navigate to Postman. Let me hit the URI. And here is response, which is nice. And now finally let us check the console. Here we go. So this is the base URI. This URI is nothing but your URI of the home page, URL of the home page. So in here, whenever we start the application, the home page of the URL is this, and this is nothing but the base URL. Alright, so now using this base URL, and by taking help of this base URI builder, we will try to build the application. So in here, let me get rid of toString method. In here, we will be adding a yet another path. Now this path will based on the class resource. Now what is this resource? We can provide the class reference of our resource. So in here, we will give the class reference of product resource directly dot class. Alright, so this looks interesting, right? So this is nice that we can directly refer a class, and if we refer a class, then this path will read the path annotation on the class level itself, and we would be able to add /showroom/brands to the base URI, which is good enough. But what happens is, in here we also have the path URL on the method level. Now this particular method will give us the path only for class level and not for the method level. Now how we can get the path information of the method level? So let me copy this particular name of the method, and in here if we check, we also have a yet another method, a overloaded method, where it receives class resource and method name again. So if we make use of this particular method, then we can explicitly extract the path information of a specific method, which is interesting, right? So moving forward, let us quickly give the name of the class in here. which is nice. And now we will also give the name of the method, which is nice, right? And this needs to be in between pair of double quotes because this is string. Everything seems to be good enough. And then we will convert the entire URI to string and our work is done. So now we have a product URI. Now friends, what exactly this method will do? Definitely this will extract the path information of this method, including the path from the class level, which is good enough, which is nice. But in here we have a variable in our path. How to handle that? In order to handle that, we need to explicitly replace this variable using a value. So moving forward, let us navigate to brands resource, and in here, before converting the entire URI to string, let us add a yet another building element. So it would be like resolve template, and in here the name of the template is brands ID. Let me show you. Here is the name, which is brand ID, and the value is what? The value is nothing but the value which we receive using this URI brand ID. So either we can directly use this particular ID, or we can use getters and setters and then provide the appropriate brand ID. But for that we need to add this statement after this particular line number 45, because getters and setters will be applicable for brand ID after we extract the information from the service layer. But we will navigate and use the shorter way. We will read the information directly from URI, which is rather a better idea, and we will replace the information in the URI with the value which we receive in the URI. Little bit confusing, but this is how we will go. Alright, so in here let me run this application on the web server, and then I will again walk you through how we have generated this link, and the concept would be much more cleaner in your mind then. Alright, the application is up and running, and this is nothing but your base URL for this particular application. Let us navigate to Postman, and now let us retry to extract the information for this brand where ID is 5. And here is the response. In fact, I guess we have forgot to add it to the list. Let me navigate to brand resource. Yes, we have forgot to add the element, and indeed we need to do something extra in here. Products is what? This is nothing but a link element. So in here what we will do is we will type in link products equals new link, and we will first of all give the link. The link is products URI and the relationship is products. Alright, so this looks good, and we need not to worry about displaying the URI on the console. Alright, so this looks nice, and now let us retry. Alright, the application is up and running. Let us retry. And here is the response, and I suppose it is giving us a improper response, right? So in here somehow we are not able to get a response which is /showroom/brands. So there is a issue, and I know why there is this issue. Let me show you this brands resource. Let me expand this. So in here, when we have built this base URI builder, this method is only picking up the path for this particular method, right? So it is not taking the path for the class level path, which is something I expected it to do. But nevertheless, let us add in a yet another path param, and it would be like products resource dot class, and this time it should work properly. So how the things are working? This particular part will add the base URI. This particular part will add the path for the class level, right? Then this particular part will add the path from the method level. And this particular part, resolve template, will resolve brand ID with the ID which we receive on the URI of the request itself. So everything is good enough. And there was this confusion in my mind, which is again cleared off. We will require this particular path annotation again in order to get the entire URI. Alright, so now if we retry, then we should get a proper response. Alright, so now we are getting a proper response, which is amazing. And this is how we can add the support of HATEOAS in our application, which is a little dirty, but this is how it is. Now friends, this is it. You are all set. You can start exploring with JAX-RS. You can start building RESTful API. Whatever you need to get started with JAX-RS is already covered, and I congratulate you all, and I am happy that you all have came so far. Alright, so this is it for today's video. This is Chand Sheikh signing off. Thanks for watching.